Hey there, it's Lisa Akia. Welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, welcome. Today's video, we're talking about creating an exit strategy if you work in a toxic workplace. So I've worked in a toxic work environment. I've had two experiences like this, and there's a distinction that I can make in both experiences. One was it was a toxic environment. There was yelling, there was swearing, there was a lot of demeaning people. That job in particular, I was kind of in a rush to move up in my career. I was looking to get a promotion, and the promotion was basically being offered to me. There were a lot of red flags during the interview that I didn't pay attention to. The interviewer was saying that they were leaving in 2 weeks. They were rushing me to sign the letter of offer. So there were red flags that I didn't pay attention to. This was quite early in my career, and I ended up in that toxic workplace. And for that job in particular, I decided to leave. I was only there for 9 months, and I was able to make a lateral move, and I took something else in another organization. The second experience that I had experiencing a toxic workplace, I would say for that one, it was a toxic person. So the workplace necessarily, it was a good place to work, but it was one person that was causing issues in the environment. And so that's the distinction I can make with both. And the approach that I took with both was very different. But either way, depending on whatever situation you find yourself in, whether it's a toxic environment or a toxic person, at some point it does take a toll on you. Especially if you decided to click on this video and watch it, either you're living that situation right now or you've lived it in the past, and you're looking for ways to be able to make your next move. And so let's really talk about it. The first thing is you want to take care of yourself. I always tell professionals, when you're making a career transition, have something lined up before you make that next move. But in a toxic workplace, the situation may be different. So you want to consider all the options that you have available to you. If you feel like this is really hindering your health, hindering your mental health, and you're not able to function in that workplace, maybe you want to consider going on sick leave so you can remove yourself from that situation. Maybe you want to take some time off, whatever you need to do to remove yourself from that situation so that you can create a plan to be able to know what to do next. If it is a situation where you are in it and you've kind of tolerated it and you are okay continuing for a little while knowing that there is going to be a finish line, then what I would say is that be very proactive with your job search. So really put yourself out there. Make sure your career documents are updated. Make sure that you are networking, that your personal branding is very strong on LinkedIn, but even within your organization. If you're targeting to go into another company, start making connections with those people there. So having a clear employment goal is really what's going to help you. I do have another video where I share how to define your employment target. So I'm sharing that video right above, and I go really in depth in terms of how to get a clear and defined target to help you make your next career move. The second thing that you definitely want to keep in mind is you need to make a commitment that you're actually going to leave. I've seen this happen many times. This has happened to me and many of the professionals that I work with, making excuses and saying things like, at least I have a job. Well, if things are going to get better, maybe I can change the environment. Maybe I can be the person who brings a difference, who makes a change. I'm leaving my colleagues behind. What are they going to do if I leave? They're going to stay there and they're going to have more work to do. You know, all these excuses that we kind of make and create. If you know that you're at the point where it's really impacting you and your well-being, then you need to make a decision that you are going to leave and stay firm with that decision. It's not the kind of thing where you decide, oh, I may, then I may not, and then you go back and forth on it. So stick to your commitment. If you decide that you are going to leave, stick to that commitment and create an action plan so that you are able to leave and you don't find yourself many years later regretting regretting that you didn't take that next move. So number 3, now that you know that you are leaving, definitely make an exit strategy in terms of developing your time frame that you would like to leave, writing down your resignation letter, making sure that you are preparing for that transition if there's anything that needs to be done in your current job to be able to transition to the next one. So making sure that all that is in place so that you can make that next move. The last thing you definitely want to do is you want to stay positive. Make sure that you have the right people around you who are supporting you, encouraging you, helping you through this process, because it can be very challenging to leave a toxic workplace. For some people, you may even want to consider talking to a therapist, because there is trauma and a lot of hurt that goes with being in a toxic workplace that we may not realize, but sometimes we bring that hurt and that damage into our next workplaces. It's really important for you to assess your situation and make sure that you're getting all the help that you need to be able to be successful with the transition. Obviously, if it's on a mental health capacity, then getting a professional that can help you with that is important. If you need more support in terms of creating your exit strategy and what steps can you take in your career, then reaching out to a career strategist or a career coach can help you with that. Get that support in place to help you make the best move that will help you be successful in your career. It's a horrible place to be, that you leave one bad workplace and then you end up in one that is the same or even worse. So ensuring that you're doing your due diligence to really make sure that where you're going is where you want to be is quite important. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next video.